Call to order Munster Town Council meeting on Monday, October 6th, 2025 at 6:31 PM. Wendy, please call the roll.
Counselor Hopper.
Here.
Counselor Gardner.
Present.
Counselor Nellens.
Present.
Counselor Peterson.
Here.
Counselor Schinkin.
Here.
Can I have a point, the microphones are not, are they? Yours is on?
Here's.
Mine is.
Here we go. And if I could have everybody rise for a moment of silence for your loved ones, and it's going to be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. Going to start off with the public hearing. The 2025 GO Bond additional appropriations. We have ordinance 1992 and ordinance 1993. If anybody wants to come up and speak about the bond appropriations. Going once. Going twice. We're going to close the public hearing. And now we have the proclamation for the Munster Fire Department 100-year anniversary. Well,
A proclamation, a century of courage and service. Whereas the Munster Fire Department was established on May 28, 1925, with the missions of protecting the lives and property of the citizens of Munster. And whereas for 100 years, the brave men and women that are paid on call of the Munster Fire Department have responded selflessly to countless fires, medical emergencies, and other disasters, often putting their own lives at risk to safeguard their community. And whereas over the past century, the Munster Fire Department has evolved from its humble beginnings, adopting new technologies, training, and techniques to meet the changing and growing needs of our community. And whereas the department's unwavering commitment extends beyond emergency response to include vital fire protection education or prevention education, community outreach, and mutual aid support for neighboring municipalities. And whereas the centennial anniversary of the Munster Fire Department is a testament to the dedication of its past and present members and an occasion to honor all who have served and sacrificed for our community. Now, therefore, I, Joseph Offorth, on behalf of the Munster Town Council and all citizens of Munster, do hereby proclaim October 6th, 2025 as the Munster Fire Department 100th Anniversary Day.
but I have one. Favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you to the Munster Fire Department. You want to come on up here? Very much. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, man. How are you? Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks, guys. How are you? My wife is all right to speak. Thank you. Thank you very much. You're serving. Thank you, sir.
I'm going to start public comment. All public comment is limited to 2 minutes with a total of 20 minutes allotted for public comment session. All speakers have assigned the public speaker sign-in form prior to speaking. Please keep all comments civil, constructive, and related to public policy issues. At their discretion, council may allow public comment to extend past 20 minutes, but not required to do so. All rules for public comment are posted outside the main meeting room. And with that, I'm going to start public comment. Is there anybody that wishes to address the council? Going once. Going twice. We're going to close the comment. Consent agenda. I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion by Mr. Nellens. Do we have a second?
I will second that motion.
Do we have any discussion over this? That being said, Wendy, please call the vote.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes. That follows up by old business. We have ordinance 1991, adopt the 2026 budget.
So you had first read in your public hearing at the last meeting. There's been no change to what was presented then, so we're asking that you adopt the ordinance. You'll each be asked to sign the ordinance and mark your vote. And then it will be submitted to the DLGF probably tomorrow, and we would expect to hear back from them by the end of the year.
Mr. President, I make a motion that we adopt introduced ordinance 1991 on second reading as presented.
We have a motion by Mr. Gardner. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
We have a second. Do we have discussion over this?
Mr. President, I'd like
Yes.
to weigh in. This, as the town may be aware, we have faced a fiscal challenge. This past year, the state legislature adopted Senate Bill 1, which benefits our community. Everyone who owns a house is going to receive a $300 additional credit on the real estate taxes. But there's no free money, and that $300 savings for all our residents comes out of the town budget. In March of this year, I issued a letter to the department heads asking for cooperation and assistance in finding meaningful ways to save money and cut costs. And unfortunately, that did not receive the level of cooperation from the council or the department heads that I had hoped for. So we are passing this budget, and we need to pass a budget. The town needs to continue to run. But at the same time, we are facing fiscal uncertainty. I sat in a meeting with department heads, and I heard from our town manager and our controller that if we continue to spend money the way we've been spending money in the past, we are going to exhaust our TIF savings account in 5 years. And there's $26 million in there. So that announcement shocked me. And right now, this budget proposes to spend money at the same pace that we have spent in the past. I don't believe that we can continue to do this. I believe we have to find ways to save money. Now, I have received assurances from the town manager that he's going to meaningfully work on saving money. And I hope that's the case. And I hope the rest of the department heads see what I have seen, which is we have to find ways to save money. If the outcome of Senate Bill 1 is as dire as is being predicted, the budget that we are enacting today cannot be the budget that we enact in the future. And we cannot look, and I am also concerned that a year from now, we're going to come back here, and instead of meaningfully cutting costs, we're going to have some members on this council or from the clerk treasurer's office suggesting that we need to raise taxes. I don't think that would be an appropriate response. I think we have 1 year to figure out ways to save money, and I think we need to use that time to do so.
Any other discussion on this?
Well,
Go ahead.
President, I'd like to make the comment that this budget, in all truity, is a guideline. It's a guideline of what we're anticipating to allow for certain expenses. When we submit this, we have no idea whether the state is going to approve it. Generally, in the past, they have cut it. But part of the program is I don't want to see us leave money on the table if the state lets it go. And again, we will have to watch the expenditures and where we are. And it's very likely we'll be able to do some of these things for less money. Some will have to be more money. But that's also where the clerk treasurer's office comes in and the controller, is they monitor and watch what the expenditures are and what the anticipated revenue is. And I certainly would not be one that would say that we have to raise taxes. We'll have to see where we're at. Very likely, we will have to maybe tighten the belt up more, or maybe we may find that we're in better shape than we thought. That's just some general thoughts from Councilor Nevins. Thank you.
Mr. President, I'd like to weigh in. I do appreciate the department heads and the town manager bringing us a list of close to 97 different cost cutting opportunities. That after we discussed them at the agenda review, the answer from some of the councilors were, which ones do you recommend? The department heads were asking for our opinion, our input into these cost cutting. And to my knowledge, department heads and the town manager has received very little feedback from the council. I do think there are things that we have to do. We have to improve our efficiencies, but I do think our department heads are ready for that. We have to find out what our true cost of service is. I think our department heads are ready for that also. I do welcome the partnership that we have with our department heads, and I look forward to working with the department heads in the next 6 months to a year to find the initial cost cutting opportunities, also the initial improvements of efficiencies. And then I do anticipate in the next 2 to 3 years, we will have to look at other opportunities. And as we move along, there'll be coming times we'll have to look for the department heads. And again, when the department heads ask for our opinion as counselors, we have to be able to give them our opinion and give them our feedback so we can do this, work this together. This is a partnership between council and department heads and our staff. And I do welcome the opportunity to work with them in the future.
So I'm gonna weigh in on this too. It's my understanding that the monies that are gonna be cut are mainly in our general fund. General fund services the police department, 80% of it. When you have counselors that wanna hire additional safety patrol members, I mean, let's put it on hold. I mean, somebody says 50, we're working with Chief right now, and Chief's working out great, saying, you know what, I don't need 50, maybe 46, 47. And that's how you work this out. But that's where the majority of the money is gonna be going into, taken out as the general fund. Do you have anything?
I mean, I can just say that, from the beginning of this whole conversation, it was that, it went from a number that was kind of digestible to the worst case scenario that was literally almost 4x that number. And I think that, with our discussions, we were looking at it with worst case scenario. And I've said it before up here that we have a very experienced and a very fiscally responsible staff that is not going to come to us or recommend that we can approve something and be, at the edge of a cliff ready to jump. The $300 is max savings. Most people aren't going to get $300. So it's going to be, it's a whole calculation, and they were not very helpful with us. So we won't even know what we're dealing with, what this monster looks like until early next year, April, May, that we can really kind of make and shift. But I think we have a great team that's going to be able to shift and change so that everything works out, that we don't have anything to worry about. But that's my opinion.
And speaking with our state rep, Michael Andrade, he's basically stating that you're gonna probably see a change in this bill come the first of the year because it's not popular. And it's not helping the towns nor cities. So I'm foreseeing something happening downstate soon. So with that, any other discussions? Wendy, please call the roll.
Counselor Hopper,
Yes.
Counselor Gardner,
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson,
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, that brings us up to new business. We have ordinance 1992, go bond issues. Who would like to speak?
So, each year the town offers, goes out for a general obligation bond. You held your public hearing earlier this evening about it. This year's GO bond is $5,080,000. And that's to provide provide for most of the capital needs of the town. Police department has their usual complement of equipment that they need. They're also increasing the amount that they're doing to expand the fiber optic. This is a long-term project that they have been working on, and they've increased how much will go for that. The bulk of the money is going towards road resurfacing, which we know is a priority. We'll be leveraging that with the CCMG dollars as well. And then there's also other equipment that Public Works is in need of. The other area is landfill improvements. As we know, that is ongoing expense the town is going to have to face. So the process for issuing the bond includes the public hearing, which you've had. It involves adopting this particular ordinance, and then you'll be asked to adopt an ordinance to appropriate those funds. In the past, and again this evening, we're asking that you do this in one reading. So the recommendation shows you asking to suspend the rules, waive the readings, so that you can adopt on one read. You need a unanimous consent for that. After that, there'd be another motion to vote on the actual ordinance.
Okay, so
Mr. President, I would make a motion that we move to suspend the rules and waive the readings to allow for the adoption of ordinance 1992 on first reading as presented.
we have,
I'll second that.
we have a motion by Mr. Gardner. We have a second by Mr. Hoffer. Do we have any discussion?
Mr. President, I have a question directly to the controller. This is the bond issue that we've been talking about with Barnes and Thornburg.
This is the GO, there's two separate bond issues that we've been working with them. The one is the waterworks bond. This is the GO.
Okay, and these are ones that we've already discussed in general.
Correct.
And is there any value to getting this done in one reading?
This has been the long-standing practice that we have followed. There's not a requirement that it happen on one reading. If council chose not to do it that way, it would just push the timeline back by about 2 weeks.
I understand. I saw Mr. Weston shake his head. Is there an advantage to doing this in one reading?
It just moves the process along. This is, as Ms. Abbott has indicated, this is a annual every year, right? Like this is kind of a perfunctory. I understand we do a GO bond every year at this time. And for as long as I've sat here, you've done it on one reading. You push the timeline out in the sale of the bonds and the proceeds, receiving those in, you push them out probably 30 days if you pass tonight.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? So Wendy, could you please call the vote?
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes,
Counselor Peterson.
Yes,
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, and now I need a motion to adopt ordinance 19.
Therefore, Mr. President, I make a motion, we move to adopt ordinance 1992 on first reading as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Mr. Gardner, a second by Mr. Hoffer. Any discussion over this? That being said, Wendy, please call the vote.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
yes,
Counselor Peterson.
yes,
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes. Now that brings us up to the second one, ordinance 1993. This is the go bond additional appropriations.
Correct. This is seeking permission to spend those dollars once the proceeds come in. It's the same process that you followed in the past for other times to get appropriation.
Mr. President, I would make a motion to move to suspend the rules and waive the readings to allow for the adoption of ordinance 1993 on first reading as presented.
We have a motion by Mr. Gardner. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Do we have any discussion over this? With that being said, Wendy, please call the vote.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
yes,
Counselor Peterson.
yes,
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, now I need a motion to adopt ordinance 1993.
Mr. President, I move to adopt ordinance 1993 on first reading as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion by Mr. Gardner, a second by Mr. Hoffer. Do we have discussion? That being said,
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
yes,
Counselor Peterson.
yes,
Counselor Schinkin.
yes. That brings us up to ordinance 1994, additional appropriations.
So this is the additional appropriation you're more used to seeing, the GO bond you do once a year. We have 4 different funds that are in need of an additional appropriation. First is the local income tax economic development fund. And this is to help cover costs associated with the design engineering for the Main Street project and for the construction engineering cost for the pedestrian bridge project. The cumulative capital improvement fund is requesting an additional appropriation to cover a new multi-factor authenticating software licensing that we're needing to deploy. The water depreciation fund is requesting an additional amount for the purchase of a new camera truck, which is a different item that you'll also be asked to consider later in the meeting. And then the consumer water deposit fund needs an additional appropriation to help cover the balance of customer deposits that we expect to happen to the end of the year. You're asked to have first reading tonight and to schedule the second reading and the standard public hearing at the next regular meeting.
I need a motion.
Mr. President, I'll make the motion by motion and roll call vote. Here proposed ordinance 1994 for additional appropriations on first read and schedule a public hearing and second reading for October 20th, 2025.
We have a motion by Mr. Nellens. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Mr. Gardner. Do we have any discussion over this one? That being said, Wendy. call vote.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, this brings us up to ordinance 1995 TIP funds for Maple Leaf Crossing.
So the town has 2 separate TIP districts. The main one, the one that I think about more often, and then we have the Maple Leaf Crossing one, which was a carve out. It is just for that particular development. We have learned recently through State Board of Accounts that we need to have separate accounting funds for each of those districts. That's what this ordinance does, is it creates a separate fund to account for solely what comes in and goes out with the Maple Leaf Crossing development. So you're going to be asked to have first reading on this ordinance. It would also authorize not just the new fund creation, but to transfer the balance of the dollars from the Maple Leaf Crossing district into the new fund once it's been created.
Okay, could I have a motion to hear,
I'll make a motion to hear proposed ordinance 1995 on first reading and set second reading for the next regular meeting.
we have a motion by Mr. Hoffman. We have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Mr. Nellens. Any discussion? With that being said, Wendy, could you please?
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes. That brings us up to approved health insurance premium rates.
At this time every year, the town council has to approve the insurance rates that we get from the Maine Medical Trust. You have a copy of those rates. This is for medical, dental, and vision insurance. Medical insurance for 2026 is going up 3%. Dental insurance is increasing 7%, and there is no increase for the vision rates.
Yeah, I need a motion to accept the plan.
Mr. President, I'll make the motion by motion and roll call vote, accept the medical, dental, and vision rates for the 2026 plan year.
We have a motion by Mr. Nellens. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Mr. Gardner. Any discussion over this? That being said, Wendy, could you please call the vote?
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes. That brings us to approval of EA subscription agreement.
This next item is a product enterprise agreement with Microsoft to utilize their software. This is the software the staff uses for the standard Microsoft Office suite, including Word, Outlook, Excel, PowerPoint, Edge, and also our Exchange mail server. We obtained this price from Schooltown IT. They work through Dell, and they got a price of $63,861.59 per year for a 3-year agreement. So there's a 3-year agreement at that amount annually. So this needs to be adopted by the council.
On business. I need a motion to approve enterprise agreement with that Microsoft.
I'll make the motion by motion and roll call vote, approve the enterprise agreement with Microsoft in the annual amount of $63,861.59.
We have a motion by Mr. Nellens. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Mr. Hopper. Any discussion over this?
I was gonna ask if it's possible, do we know what we have been paying in the past? No.
It was significantly less. I can't remember the dollar amount, but there's been a change in having the correct licensing that we need to have. And that licensing is at this rate. I will say that School Town, their IT department has worked very hard to get us the best possible rate that we could get for this.
And we have everything set up as it should be, right, licensing and all that, so.
This will get us all the appropriate licensing that we need so that staff has the right products.
Very good, thank you.
Any other comments? With that being said, Wendy, please call the vote.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, that brings us up to Centennial Village tax abatement.
This item is part of the development agreement for Centennial Village. The town is granting tax abatements on the owner occupied residential condominium units. This has to be done annually. So what you have in front of you is a request for this abatement. You have a copy of all the addresses that have been identified by the owner of the development that are owner occupied. We compared that to make sure we knew which ones were actually rentals. And there are some that are rentals, and those are not included in the list. But there were some items or units that were questionable. So we did ask the owner to provide some type of statement indicating that the ones that we are not certain are rentals, they are committing to and, stating that they are in fact owner occupied, so they are eligible for the tax abatement.
Okay, we need a motion to approve this tax abatement.
Mr. President, I was looking to table this for further discussion.
We have to have a motion for that.
Is that, I take that's a motion?
Yes, that's the motion.
We have a motion to table by Mr. Nellens. Do we have a second on this?
I'll second that motion.
We have a second. Now we could go into discussion. So, Mr. Nellens, why do you want to?
Well, my concern is just exactly what the agreement reads and to make sure that we're following it. I'm looking at the parking spaces and wondering if that's truly part of the condos since they're individually bought. And I think we need a little bit of time to review this, and if it's all okay, then we can move forward. But I think by tabling it to our next agenda review would be beneficial.
Any other discussion over this?
Can that review be done within the next 2 weeks though? Because I do want to make sure that we're time considered for the owners here and also the developer, but it seems like a pretty quick review that we can get taken care of in the next 2 weeks.
I think you can have that discussion at your next agenda review.
Okay.
Discussion for next one.
10 days.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Okay, Wendy, please call the vote on tabling this.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, that brings us up to precision control systems, use of variance. Who wants to talk about that? Precision control systems. User variance.
You've got the motion.
Mr. President, I would make a motion to accept the withdrawal of the use variance application by Andrew Sirios, Vice President of Precision Control Systems for the property located at 10350 Calumet Avenue.
I'll second that.
So we have a motion by Mr. Gardner, a second by Mr. Hopper. Is there any discussion over this?
Mr. President, I do want to weigh in on this. I understand that this particular use variance drew some criticisms from some neighborhood associations. I hope that this company does not lose its faith in the town of Munster as a result. The use variance that was sought was on the old Harley Davidson location, which is zoned commercial. But we do have light industrially zoned areas, specifically the areas by the Three Floyds Brewery. And what I understand from the research I did on precision control systems is they manufacture control boards, basically computer panels that are used to control HVAC systems and other things. What I've learned is there's no smell, there's no noise. Might be semi trucks coming and going, but this is the type of light manufacturing that I think we in Munster would want to encourage. And although this particular location doesn't seem to work, I hope our friends at Precision Control Systems will consider some of our other locations that perhaps don't have issues with zoning, and will consider consider coming back and reapproaching the town of Munster so that they can set up shop here in our town.
Any other discussion?
Mr. President, I would just like to add that I am disappointed to accept the withdrawal, but again, that is the wishes of the Precision Control.
Yeah, I was disappointed in seeing that too. I thought we could work with them. Great company. It would have been low impact on our community, but high dollar values. Anybody else?
Mr. President, I just want to put in the record that Mr. Mendoza received the request to withdraw the application for use variance on Friday, October 3rd, 2025 via email.
Thank you very much. With that being said, Wendy, please call the vote.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes. That brings us up to SEH road improvements.
Yes, this is for a proposal from SEH for the CCMG 2026 engineering and construction services. There's 14 roads included that need to be designed and is ready for CCMG next year. Total cost is $217,450.
With that, I need a motion to approve the road improvement design agreement.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve SEH for task 1.1 to 1.4 for a lump sum fee of $128,450 and task 2 on an hourly basis not to exceed $89,000 for the CCMG 2026 proposal for engineering and construction services.
So we have a motion by Mr. Gardner. Do we have a second?
Mr. President, I'll second the
We
motion.
have a second by Mr. Nellens. Any comments?
Again, I think through this process, and again, the CCMG project has been great for us, for the town to do additional roads at 50% match from the state. I would just encourage our staff and also work with SEH to be able to better explain to our residents when these road projects are happening and the timeline that takes place. I know not all roads are done exactly the same way. Some have sewer projects. But again, the more that we can work with our engineering firm to figure out the best way to communicate to our residents how these roads are constructed in the timeline, I think would be much appreciated. So that's my own comment.
Yeah, and I think having a communications director, that's going to greatly improve, because when they're ripping up the streets, especially on the north side of town, they don't know what they're going to get. So, and that's, I think, that what happened on Broadway. Any other comments? That being said, Wendy, please call the vote.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, that brings us up to the PD NIPSCO extension agreement.
All right, so police department, as far as that fiber buildup, our comptroller spoke of earlier, was an erection of electric pole at 1045th that protects our western flank. The money was already budgeted. However, now they're asking for an agreement. The town entered into agreement with NIPSCO, and that requires our town manager to sign the agreement with council authority.
Okay, need a-
I'll make a motion to authorize town manager James Marino to enter into an agreement with Northern Indiana Public Service Company for extension of facilities to supply electrical service to complete camera and fiber projects located at 10/45th Street for the amount of $5,741.77.
We have a motion by Mr. Hopper. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
A second by Mr. Nellens. Any comments on this? That being said, Wendy, please call the vote.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes. Annual squad car purchases.
So to maintain the fleet, we have 5 pool cars currently still running 24/7. The purchase of 5 squads would replace those aging out. And just regular maintenance on the fleet. It's a rather small purchase for the police department on a yearly basis. It's about $120,000 per vehicle, but that also includes almost $60,000 in equipment that has to be installed in each squad car. The price of vehicles thankfully came down this year. They're running $50,882.25 a piece. But it's always that extra equipment that goes in that costs more.
We need a motion to approve this.
Mr. President, I'm making a motion to authorize the police department to purchase 5 vehicles in 2026. And do I need to make where the funding's gonna come from?
It'd be the tip allocation.
Okay, and the vehicles will be funded through the tip allocation account.
We have a motion by Mr. Gardner. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Second by Mr. Nellens. Do we have any discussion?
Something that just struck me with the question, Chief, you mentioned that we still have cars running 24/7.
The pool cars, just because we don't have the authorized strength yet. So we're running pool cars for the road. There's a backlog on cars getting outfitted by Chicago Electronics.
Okay, so we have the vehicles. for
We have,
It just their service.
Yeah.
So our patrol people that are on the streets right now, is that the type of car that's running 24/7?
correct.
Okay, and when do we think that 24/7 is gonna end? Because that was the big advantage of having less maintenance on it.
November should be the last car outfit.
Okay, and then we will be having cars on a regular schedule, not running 24/7.
Correct.
Perfect, thank you.
Any other comments? That being said, Wendy, please call the vote.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, that brings us up to the camera ban.
This is for the water and sewer department to purchase a camera van. We received a proposal from Best Equipment through Sourcewell. Price for this is $242,265.50.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of a camera truck for use by the Water and Sewer Department for a total cost of $242,365.50 from Best Equipment Company.
We have a motion by Mr. Hopper. Do we have a second?
I'll second that motion.
A second by Mr. Nellens. Any discussion? That being said, Wendy.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes. Purchase of a new street sweeper.
Public Works received a proposal from Best Equipment through Sourcewell for a new street sweeper. We're going to trade in our old model and go with a new model. We're getting a trade-in value of $40,000. The value or the price for the new one is $247,725. This will be delivered next year and paid for next year.
Beautiful. I need a motion to approve that street sweeper.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion by roll call vote to approve the purchase of a street sweeper for the use by the street department for the total cost of $247,725.00.
I'll
From
second
Best
that.
Equipment.
So we have a motion by Mr. Nellens, a second by Mr. Hopper. Do we have discussion over this?
I'd just like to make a comment that this piece of equipment will probably do two main things. One, it'll keep our streets cleaner, which makes the residents feel a lot better. I feel a lot better. And it also keep a lot of debris from going down into the storm drains and filling up and clogging those pipes. So it's a good investment. I think we should buy it.
It'll be a nice new machine for next year's Fourth of July parade too.
With that being said, will you please call the vote?
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes, the last item for new business, the 2026 banner program with the Chamber of Commerce. Yeah, why don't you talk about it?
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
the banner.
Okay.
In 2025, the Chamber of Commerce celebrated 100 years. And they solicited local businesses. The banners are up. We thank Public Works for all their efforts in getting them up. In 2026, they are proposing a banner to celebrate military and public service, public safety officers, both the police and fire. And as part of their program, a donation, if you get one of the banners, a designated portion of it will go to one of 4 charities, including the Firefighters Association of Munster, the FOP, and then the American Legion and the Veterans of Munster. So they will all go to local military, police, and fire organizations. And the chamber has agreed to, again, coordinate it. The banners are purchased from Bowman Display. Public Works is enthusiastic about hanging them again this year. I think they have nice color to the town, and they were all perfectly straight.
So
Yes, we need a motion to,
we need a motion to approve all of this.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that the town of Munster participate in the banner program.
We have a motion by Mr. Nellens.
I'll second
I
that.
have a second by Mr. Hopper. Do we have any comments? For me personally, I think it's great. It's a long time coming. I'm thanking the Munster Chamber of Commerce with coming with programs like this. It decorates our town. I would love to see, us getting back to how other towns are saluting their hometown heroes, or even working with the school town of Munster in the following years and getting the kids up there. That's a moneymaker. Everybody wants to see their kids up there. But I just think it brings pride to our community, and that's what we need now. So, yeah, with that, let's take the vote.
Counselor Hopper.
Yes.
Counselor Gardner.
Yes.
Counselor Nellens.
Yes.
Counselor Peterson.
Yes.
Counselor Schinkin.
Yes. Do we have any reports?
Thank you.
No, you're welcome.
If I could just make two reports. The town is working with the Chamber of Commerce and the School Town of Munster on the Sustainability Committee. Applications for residents to be on that committee are online now. We'll double check, make sure it's on the town website, but again, sustainability@munster.org. If you're interested, please email that email address. And also the Munster Civic Foundation will be meeting next Monday, October 13th, for their once every 2-month meeting.
Any other reports? Portfolio reports? They should all be the same. Announcements, all town council meetings will begin at 6:30 unless otherwise noted. Our next town council and redevelopment commission meeting will be October 20th. And with that, could I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting closed. Let's do this redevelopment. I want to welcome everybody to the Town of Munster Redevelopment Commission meeting held this Monday, October 6th at, what time do you got?
I got 7:15.
That's 7:15. Can you please call the roll?
Commissioner Hopper.
Here.
Commissioner Gardner.
Here.
Commissioner Nellens.
Here.
Commissioner Peterson.
Here.
Commissioner Schinkin.
Here.
And noted that our school board liaison, John Castro, is not present today.
Next comes public comment. This is redevelopment commission only. All public comment is limited to 2 minutes with a total of 20 minutes allotted for public comment section. All speakers must sign in the public speaker sign-in form prior to speaking. Please keep all comments civil, constructive, and related to public policy issues. At their discretion, council may allow public comments to extend past 20 minutes, but not required to do so. All rules for public comment are posted outside the main meeting room, and with that, I'm going to start public comment, redevelopment only. Going once. Going twice, we're closing public comment, consent agenda. I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
We have a motion by Mr. Nellens. Do we have a second?
I'll second that
We have a
motion.
second by Mr. Gardner. Is there any comments on this? That being said, Wendy, please call the vote.
Commissioner Hopper.
Yes.
Commissioner Gardner.
Yes.
Commissioner Nellens.
Yes.
Commissioner Peterson,
Yes.
Commissioner Schinkin.
Yes. No old business, no new business, no reports, no announcements. Could I have a motion to
So moved.
adjourn? Do I have a second?
Second that motion.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone, for coming.
Councilors, please remember, you
Oh,
need
yeah.
to sign paperwork, so
Don't run off.
don't run off until the dead's not.
I'm ready to run.
Rita, I've got something to sign as well, please.
I'm just gonna pass it on down.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Should we put mine?
Then you got it.
You're gonna do it?
I can't, like, on the last one side, so it's like, we'll have a new paper for.
All right, along, well.
Hi, Tricia.